The Star Wars Resistance episode, The Mutiny, focuses on B-2 battle droids acquired by the pirates aboard the Colossus from the Crimson Corsair. The pirates enlisted the help of Niku in fixing the droids, and Niku reprogrammed the B-2 droids with the help of a B-1 droid. After the pirates tried to overthrow the Colossus, Niku's droid turned the tide of the battle, commanding all the B-2s to turn their guns on the pirates. Captain Doza chooses to exile the pirates per Sonara's request, rather than have them executed. So the Mutiny is obviously a fantastic episode, but for those of you who aren't familiar with it or aren't familiar with the rest of the Resistance episodes, I'm going to give some clarity and some reasons why I think that the Mutiny is one of the best episodes to date. So family is a recurring theme and motif on Star Wars Resistance, in that the genetic family or family that you come from is far less important than those that you choose to fight with and to live with and to strive with. This is one way in which the Resistance tries and makes it clear that Resistance fighters are the exact opposite of the First Order. I mean, if you think about it, the First Order forcefully takes kids and forces them into serving them, whereas the Colossus provides shelter for people and allows for families to be formed through shared trust and common goals. Like, for example, Sonara is given a big chance to prove her mettle time and time again, even though she's a pirate. And in this episode, the pirates are given some freedom, and that's kind of been abused. So even though you're part of a group, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are bad. You're given a chance to prove yourself during the Resistance, whereas the First Order doesn't give you a chance. They don't really acknowledge free will of people. The First Order forces people into situations and doesn't really ask questions. They just make demands. Okay, so the Mutiny switches styles in that generally the Resistance episodes focus on external threats and threats that come outside the Colossus. But in this episode, we see an internal threat, which is completely separate from a First Order threat. And it's really just a nice change of pace. The battle droids also help to bring familiarity to the Star Wars Resistance era. And the battle droids kind of allow fans to speculate on how the militia of the Colossus will function using battle droids. It's just a really fun return to familiarity for fans. And also, it's pretty neat to note that the Crimson Corsair was in the episode, and people definitely wanted to see more of Kix. And one of the few things that could have really helped the episode is seeing Kix. I think people just want more familiarity. Star Wars Resistance doesn't have enough. But the battle droids is a really nice touch and kind of allows for people to get more involved in the universe, at least in terms of this show. A Niku in the B-1 battle droid is a really unique moment where victory for the Colossus is directly caused by Niku's action. Not only Niku's action, but Niku's pretty prolific skill in fixing a battle droid, and also to some extent Captain Doza's foresight in being able to realize that the pirates were going to turn against him, or at least do something nefarious and kind of counteract that preemptively. For the upcoming episodes, The New World and No Place is Safe, we can pretty safely expect to see an attempted resettling for the Colossus. They find a new world, and they're going to try and find peace and security on a new planet, but somehow it's interrupted by the First Order. And so it's pretty safe to say that Tam will be in the episode and be fighting members of the Colossus, mainly Kaz. And it's also safe to say that Tam and Kaz will reach some sort of understanding, and that even if they don't have a long talk, Tam and Kaz won't report. They'll come to some sort of understanding in the sense that Tam won't report the new location of the First Order. I think Tam will start to realize that her new family in the First Order is very different from her old family on the Colossus, and that her old family kept secrets from her only to protect her, whereas the First Order has a lot less interest in Tam's well-being and expects a cold ruthlessness from her. Possibly we'll also see Tam realize this and defect, although she may become a spy for the First Order instead. Tam is too compassionate of a person to follow the First Order without question. And we'll definitely see this play out in the next episode. Thank you for staying till the end of the video. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider subscribing and leaving a question. Subscribing to this channel helps you stay updated on the content I make and helps me to reinvest into the channel. Questions help me to improve the quality of my content and the quality of my explanations. Thank you for watching, and stay fantastic.